On the Weather Channel it says it's 23 but feels like 3. And I would say it definitely feels like 3. I'm really glad my iPod's not going to be out here for very long because I'm going in the car right now. I'm letting the car warm up. I'm going to the gym, but it's actually warmed up quite a bit because the other day it was, I think, 3 degrees and felt like -15. So it's a nice toasty 23 degrees right now. I just got done lifting, and I wanted to briefly talk to you guys about the training that I've been doing for my upcoming 800 meter race, because it's definitely different than what I would tell someone else who's training for an 800. And the main reason for that is because of CIDP, because my lower legs are still so weak that I can't handle running more than like 3 or 4 miles before my hips start to hurt, just because my upper legs are doing all the work. So it's sort of like an overcompensation injury. So because I can only run like 3-4 miles at a time, and I can't do that like every single day, I've been very limited on the amount of aerobic activity that I can do. I mean, I could still bike, no problem, but I hate biking, and it's winter. I mean, I don't mind biking outside, but biking on a stationary bike, it sucks. So I'm not going to do it. I mean, I had no problem doing that when I was a collegiate athlete, but I'm not on a team anymore, and training isn't really everything to me anymore. It used to be like when I was on a team, when I was really competitive, but honestly I'm not really that competitive right now, so I'm not going to do something really boring just so I can get a little bit better at something that I kind of care about. So that's a huge reason. Also because I lost a lot of muscle in all parts of my body, so I am trying to rebuild muscle everywhere in my body, because right now I think I'm like 153 pounds. I used to weigh 160 to 165 pounds, so I'm trying to get back up to that. My lightest was like 130 pounds when my legs looked like sticks when I was in a wheelchair. So that's a huge part, just because I'm trying to gain muscle in like my entire body. So the real reason that I've been doing squatting, benching, and deadlift is so I can do that. And also when I work major muscle groups, when anybody works major muscle groups, especially when you do vigorous activity, it really increases testosterone and human growth hormone. So that's the reason I've been doing that. And I think it's just good for anyone who's sort of new to weight training or just exercising in general to do full body workouts, do compound movements, because you're not a professional bodybuilder, and they're probably about the only people who should be doing isolation movements anyway. But anyway, that's what I've been doing for training. I've been barely even hitting like 10 miles a week for running. And again, that's just because I can't do too much, otherwise my hips start to hurt, and then I can't run for a couple days. The faster I run, the shorter distance I can run before my hips start to hurt. Like if I run really slow, I can probably run like the 4 miles until my hips start to hurt. But if I do it like pretty quickly, then 2 miles in, it's going to start to hurt. So after my race, my hips are probably going to hurt quite a bit. So I may take a couple days off. I may not even be training for running. I may just be lifting at that point. But anyway, we'll see how that goes when that happens. But I'm still looking forward to the race, because I just like racing. I really do. I know I'm going to be in last place or very close to it, but I don't really care. I'm not afraid of failing, because I'm walking again, I'm running again, so that's really a win to me. I don't really care what place I come in. I'm just glad that I can be active again. We got this from Aldi's. I don't know how long ago we got it, but I found it hidden in the cereal cupboard over here, and it is amazing. Goes really well with the toasted oats. It's Cheerios, let's face it. So I just got some blueberries, the granola, Cheerios, almond milk, and a nanner. I found this book, Fat-Free Cooking. And I was like, oh, that's probably got to be vegan, right? Nope. It says chicken. There's chicken in it. Now, how do you make something with chicken that's fat-free? You don't. There's so much more fat in animal products than people really realize. Even things that say low fat, if it's an animal product, most of the time it's got a lot of fat in it unless it's very refined, like protein powders. Just got back from Aldi's. It's more of a produce run than an actual grocery shopping trip. The only thing that wasn't produce was the tissues and that awesome stuff I found in the cereal cupboard. But after I got back from Aldi's, I headed over to Thrifty Shopper, and don't ever tell me that you can't afford to get a blender or a food processor, because I found some dirt cheap things. You don't have to get a Vitamix or something. Just get something really cheap. I think every single one of our food processors and our blenders have been from a thrift store. And I just went on a 50% off day. So really that was like $2.50 or $3. So you just gotta hunt for the bargains. You gotta know where to look. So this is my first stab at some fake meat called seitan. It looks more like bread. It kind of has a little bit of like a meaty texture and taste, but I think it's just like the rub that I put on it. My omnivorous sister just told me that it tastes like actual meat. I didn't think it did, but I mean, she's the one who occasionally will eat meat, so I think she's the expert here.
It's a pretty good imposter.
Ha ha! Puns! So what's the final verdict?
I really like these meat brownies.
Meat brownies, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody actually tried to take my meat brownies away from me. I popped them.
Oh, shit.
They popped me back. Yeah, but I will fight for my meat brownies. How's my hair?
Looks perfect.
Thanks.
So I found this book over here by Dr. Dean Ornish in the book section. Just going to sort of pull that out to make it real easy for the next person to find. It's a real sneaky way to get someone to eat vegan.